It's been wrong in the past, even at those levels, but I do think it's a sure thing this time.
And I finally had a sure thing.
The stock market was a sure thing.
Sure thing.
Not a sure thing.
Sure thing.
It wasn't a sure thing.
It's a sure thing.
Amen.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Not a sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
I don't think it's a sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Not a sure thing. Sure thing.
Must be a sure thing, but I don't think it's a sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Nature, everybody wants to rule the...
Dude, it's so funny, man. It's so good. He's essentially retelling. He's like, he's just doing "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey. He's like, it was just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit, and he took the midnight train going anywhere.
It's because this is the people that have funded the 300 million, and it's what I was saying in that that last ep. You have to cut it in. It's pretty much perfect parody. I can't believe it's real. It's on their website.
You seen the comments? The comments are like, "I'm a US investor. I don't care about him going to McDonald's. I want to know how he went from e-waste to bullion dealing."
Oh mate, did you hear how they said like he was just meeting clients in food courts because he didn't have an office? And he said he'd get a train. He'd get a train everywhere and he'd eat McDonald's because he had no money.
Yeah, and he's missing his kids' birthdays.
The worst is they say they've now got an ASX-listed company, which is about 3 weeks since he had... 3 weeks earlier, he was having meetings at food court.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's actually so disconcerting because what happened is the announcement came out last week. Bezra had got the 15 million US and the price still plummeted. Like people actually, I think that video has been enough for people to go like, I don't want my money in this company, man.
What does this company do?
Well, it's meant to be like, it's just like a gold aggregator. Like it sells gold. Do you know what I mean? Buys and sells gold.
Right.
And the whole thing was Bezra was going to be a mine and they were just going to buy the gold and sell it straight away. Do you know what I mean? But the logic was, well, we never have to, we'll pay for the gold. So you've got the gold, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm like, someone's going to build the mine. And they're like, no, like 10 mil gold, we'll give you 10 mil. We sell it straight on. We don't really never have to have any money. Do you know what I mean?
Like a very specky gold producer that never produces.
So basically what he was saying is just like, we'll give you 10 mil for the gold, but then we sell it straight on to someone else for 10 mil. So we don't actually need any money. We don't need a mine. We just need someone to agree to give us 10 mil. But then I don't know how any of it adds up. All I know is it's probably the only stock I've ever seen that's had $15 million allegedly put into it and the stock's tanked. Do you know what I mean? Because of an Instagram video. The videos, you've got to put in that last episode and then we'll make our version.
It's very good, man. It's real funny. All the footage is stock footage. The guy who's narrating it is clearly not a native speaker. Like he might just be reading phonetically from a script.
The only thing you can compensate is you hope that it's just a language barrier and they've been just told by a consulting group. But then there's another video announcing the deal and it's a pay-to-play website that's a fake channel like Chesra. Do you know like one of those AI that it looks like it's 60 Minutes or like a new professional like Fox Sky News update thing?
Yeah.
But it's just basically an AI bot talking with Chesra News Network. And I'm like, I've never heard of any of this shit. What is this? And it looks like it's like Bloomberg announcing it. But you basically just pay to have an AI bot announce it as if, in cutting news today, Bezra cuts one of the biggest deals in the gold industry. Do you know? And I'm like, but do you know what the thing is? The money is real. The stock went from 3 cents to I think up to 22.
Yeah.
The directors the best part is the director sold all her stock and she said it was an error.
That's always a good sign, man. The
Do you know what she
directors-
said? She said, I didn't authorize this. This was against my will. And then a few days later, she was investigated. She resigned and then sold the rest of it at a huge profit. And she's gone now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So the owner, the MD was dumping into that pump and then announced, that was an error. They weren't meant to sell. I don't know what's happened. And then she ended up suspended. So she said, oh, well, fine. If I'm suspended, I might as well sell the rest. I guess I make a huge profit. But you know what's funny is the white directors are local Australians. So I'm like, I don't know what they're planning, but their name's going to be mud down at the local shopping centre. I'm like, it's a straight dodgy dealings. It's amazing to think how bad ASX is. Because I've had previous experience, right, where there was a $40 or $400 million deal. The stock went in suspension for months and then was never relisted.
Yeah.
But this one, the $300 million deal went through. ASX said, well, I think that guy must have...
We saw the video and it looked pretty legit.
The barefoot investor's pretty rich. This guy, the food court fabricator or whatever, I don't know. He's another winning
The McDonald's manager.
The McDonald's manager.
The McDMD, dude.
It makes you realize how desperate people are to escape their life. But it also made me realize stock footage is not as cool as I thought it was when I added it into my YouTube clips. Like you can really tell that it's been bought from a website when you're trying to do you know when I did that Sam Talent vid and like he commented on it but didn't even like the fucking footage and I'm like, it was all stock footage. It was so embarrassing. Thank God I took it down. What were we thinking?
What we weren't doing it. You were doing it, man.
Come on. We had a strategy meeting. You were involved in that.
How dare you? Your Instagram is just a pile, a mass grave of discarded posts, deleted posts.
Oh, I know. And I can't change some of the tiles now. I've got one. It's not a tumor, and I'm like, I want rid of that. And I'm like, IQ, it's not a tumor. And I can't. They won't let me change the thumbnail anymore. So I have to delete it if I want to get rid of it.
You've changed it too many times.
Yeah, I've changed it so many times, and I left it with one that was sort of naff fucking around. Thought it was funny to just be really late. Not a tutor. It's not a tutor. Mocking myself, but now I want it down. Can't get it down. Dude, how should we... Well, the Patrons know how long the Patreon app is. We could just do a 7-minute app.
I was thinking about being a samurai. I was thinking about this all last week, thinking about being a samurai, just rolling around, being stoic, telling people haikus, living by a weird code.
Yeah.
And then as soon as anything goes even a little bit wrong, just killing myself so I don't have to deal with it, dude. It's perfect.
Well, that is the great, do you know, like to just Harry carry yourself straight away and go, I win.
Yeah, man.
The exit is the ultimate kill, right? Because that's what, to die is the win, isn't it? To offer yourself up to the universe and just to give up, to succumb to your own ego rather than having to try fight. But it would be so, it is a bit like all those martial arts. Like, there's a lot of posturing, but most of them have been discredited.
Like the Woo guy who has like hundreds of people and they just fall over from his energy blast.
Yeah, and then he gets the shit beaten out of him by an MMA guy. And then what happened is hundreds and thousands of Tai Chi people wanted to bash the MMA guy, but then realized they were totally inept. So they couldn't even take him down. Thousands of them ran at him and he just slaughtered them like flies. Just bam, bam. And they go, you killed our sensei. And he goes, and I'll kill all of you. And they're doing little effeminate hand slaps. Be gone, zombie. Be gone. And he goes like knee to head, frontal impact, death. But they were actually, it is amazing to have the mythology just crumble, to have like the sensei, and they had that. The MMA guy just choked him out, and you could see this old man that would like do what you're saying, touch someone on the shoulder and they would fall.
Yeah. Well, I remember one of those videos with the MMA guy who like kicked the shit, like he broke the guy's nose, and he was like, all right, like it's over, clearly. And then the old guy's like, no, let's keep going. And he would not give up. He would just keep like he had bought into his own shit so hard that he believed at any moment he was going to be able to force choke this MMA dude out.
It's like any cult leader or pyramid scheme. He believed it himself. So they're not as culpable as you think. He's just basically thought, it must be a glitch in the matrix. Why? What? I must have just misstepped. And then he'd just be like, on the ground, kicking head. I think, I don't know. Maybe I didn't sleep well. Cha-changu, cha-chagung, bang, bang, bang. Fucking shut up, Mr. Miyagi. Down you go, you bitch. But it's, they reckon it's going to happen this weekend with Volkanovski's fighting this Russian, and he's got this Sambo, this type of martial arts, and they think that if he can destroy him now, it's a Russian martial arts. It's like judo, but you take your pants off. This is what someone was joking.
Right.
And they said it's just a Russian thing. This Craig Jones was saying it, but it would be the final martial art that gets discredited. Do you know what I mean? They've slowly, each martial art, samurai, they've all been destroyed as Ponzi schemes.
Yeah.
You don't need martial arts. You just need a weapon.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just carry a knife and just do no work and just stab someone at school? Like you're gonna fist fight. We had, you know what? I heard someone on a pod talking about how I saw knives at my school. Like they said, oh, dude, there was a crazy day. There's a guy and a knife. And I'm like, I remember a guy definitely on an oval chasing teachers around with a knife. And I'm like, and I was like, I wonder why I've never mentioned it as a story that a guy was on an oval with a knife, because someone was doing it as like their big mug off, like this great day.
Yeah.
And I just remember that I think I had said it, the guy that would climb up the tree and throw rocks down like a little monkey.
Yeah.
But then I remember that schizo guy that used to run off the grounds all the time, and he definitely came back to our oval with a knife and had to get escorted away by police. And there was, you know what I mean? There's a lot of injuries. There was the guy that lost his finger because someone pushed it into the bandsaw as a prank. Do you know what I mean? And he was a dumb cunt and really stoked about it because I think he got 170 grand for his pinky and the ring finger. And he was like, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's so fucking cool. And I actually saw him as an adult and he was still like, so fucking cool. Still can't believe it. 170 grand, dude. Because Wayno pushed me into the bandsaw. So it didn't even fucking hurt. It's gone before you know it.
I remember a kid pulling out a metal pipe in a PE locker room and threatening other kids with it.
Do you remember metalworks and woodworks? People kept saying, like, why hasn't your ashtray been completed? And most of it was managing, going on the equipment when there wasn't a psychopath that was going to try fucking make you push your hand in the bandsaw. Like, that actually happened in a class. Someone got pushed as a joke into a bandsaw. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, I don't reckon I need a keyring chain that I'm going to, I'll buy one from the fucking shops. I don't want to lose my hand.
Metalwork and woodwork were crazy, man. It's crazy having like 11 and 12-year-olds in there. And it's like we are going to be working around these power tools and you are going to make a tiny sailing ship. What the fuck? Why do I need this?
These little delicate hands. And you know what?
The softest hands.
You can tell that it's not a good environment because there's constant laughter as the bullying breaks out. Spot fires. Every time the teacher's back turns, you hear a banging sound and then half the class erupts into laughter because someone's poked a fucking ruler into an arc grinder or, do you know what I mean? Or they've thrown a fucking ruler into the fan.
Yeah.
Or someone's thrown a hammer into the fucking sanding equipment. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't think that the fact immature laughing is breaking out every 15 seconds is the right environment to fucking have people around industrial equipment.
Yeah. No way, man. Horrible. Real horrible.
And it continued because a lot of mates ended up apprentice and then they would tell you stories, how they got chased around by a nail gun. And it was like the guy was actually getting them and laughing. And then they had to go to hospital, like to a doctor, have the nails removed. And it was like, well, that's horrible, dude. You know, as a new employee where your parents ask how your day was, And you're like, well, besides the trip to the emergency to have 9 nails removed, I really felt like I got on with the group, Mum.
Yeah.
I can't wait to spend the rest of my life working with these fucking Neanderthals.
Eventually, I will become one of them, and I will be able to bully someone else. I'll be able to bully another kid.
That's the human condition of every private school. No one ever learns about the trauma they went through.
No.
Anyone with power will then, I'm a senior now. Time to get a nail gun. Let's traumatize someone else. No one ever has that. No one's humbled by their pain and then says, you know what, boys? Stop. This is not right. We should respect human. You know what I mean? No one ever does those. You know those ads? Have you seen those TikTok things where they go, vaping's not right. Stop. And it's like, these Christians and they'll do a dance. But I'm saying, like, you've never had that moment where you're like, stop. Bullying's not. Have you not seen those ads where they do
No,
like?
I mean, I'm not on TikTok, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you haven't seen those old school ads where someone will like come and bully up a guy in a wheelchair and a guy will go like, stop.
Oh, yeah.
That's not
sure.
cool.
Yeah, like fucking 90s PSAs.
Let's leave. Let's roll out of here. That's not on. No cool. You know what I mean? And then there's some sort of, and they show a guy pushing a guy in a wheelchair and then like a bully in a leather jacket, confused. And they'll be like, bullying's not right. And it basically all it did is give people ideas, going like, let's fuck up that wheelchair guy. We should push him down the stairs.
That's why I reckon it's so dope about being a samurai, right?
Yeah.
The whole honor system and having something higher than you, but also just having a good exit strategy. Like, as soon as they find out that you've been diddling some of the younger samurai, you just get to kill yourself and be done with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you restore your honor. You know what I mean? It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of what Jeffrey Epstein did. He was the samurai of Little St. James.
Yeah.
He was cruising around being a samurai with all of his business and political buddies, and then as soon as they find out that he's been a bad boy, he honor kills himself and off he goes.
It's what Hitler did in his bunker as well.
Yeah, yeah, man.
It's the victory of all the great minds are basically the spoil sport. It's what we mentioned on the last step of just tipping over the Monopoly board when you lose. So like they basically catch me if you can, and you're Frank, and they finally corner you, and then you just exit with carry out.
Yeah. Oh, nice try. You think you've cornered me, but I will have the last laugh. Bush.
And then you go boom, 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 and they go, it never got. You chased him for 10 years. And then he had cyanide caps and just tapped himself, and you had to carry him off. And you go, did I win? I didn't really ever get to get the told you so moment.
Yeah.
It is actually glorious to not give them the victory, the ultimate spoil sport, to just basically kill yourself rather than let them have the win. It's the ultimate temper tantrum, the samurai.
Yeah, man. A samurai, dude, being a samurai is so sick, man. So much ingrained, inbuilt respect.
I'm muddling them up with ninjas.
No, ninjas are... I don't think there were that many ninjas. Samurai was like, that was honourable. You would cruise around on a horse.
Is samurai this one where they've got that fucking Jack Black playing the bloody bear? He's the panda bear. Is that a samurai?
Kung Fu Panda?
That's Kung Fu Panda. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if he's a samurai or not.
Do you know what the thing with samurai? It was always racial.
Wait, Kung Fu Panda's Chinese.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you remember samurai? They always think they can get away with the accent. Oh, samurai. Like they do the white, it's almost like the black facing of accents. They do that samurai voice in all the me samurai.
Tom Cruise was the last samurai, which is also a pretty cool move to be the last samurai and put that movie out there. That's pretty sick, man.
Yeah. The last time travel movie, do you know? But I never watched that movie. What happened? I assume he just went into the jungle, found himself, and fought someone in a final war.
Dude, I've never seen it either. It's just so funny to have Tom Cruise be the last samurai and to put so much money into that marketing machine, so offensive. But being a samurai is like there's so much inbuilt honor and respect with such a great exit strategy built into it.
But the thing is, it's only in movie world. It's like the Tooth Fairy. They don't really, does not really exist in any meaningful way now.
No, not now, but I think...
No, you know what I mean? You wouldn't
hundreds
bump
of
into
years ago.
samurai.
No, not now. Of course not now. Now it's gone. Now that's why it's sad.
There's still people pretending to be samurais.
I don't know, man. I don't know if there is anyone pretending to be a samurai. Let's see. We're going to find out.
Oh, you know what you're going to type in? Type in The Last Samurai and see what pops up. I'm pretty sure you'll get a photo of Tom Cruise.
Like the 1870s. As soon as modern military started showing up, they were gone.
Dude, I've just worked out our new podcast because Film Dudes has ended up. That's wound up. We just basically, we do movies.
What's Film Dudes?
Of
Dude Cinema?
Childhood.
Dude Cinema. Yeah.
No, but we have one, and it's like the alternate names of the films. That what they might have, the other names that they considered calling it.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, don't you think it's funny? Like, Last Samurai might have been called Jap Knife. Or I don't know what the fuck. Okay, we got to delete that. Japanese sword?
Japanese sword.
Jap Knife? Okay.
Wait. So you want to do some puns on The Last Samurai?
No, but I'm saying I would like it that they cancelled their pod and then suddenly we're doing like a movie-based one where it's like, here are the 5 other titles and we consider how it would have been received, and then we come up with a creative version of ours. Please delete the word JAP. JAP knife. It's not good.
You don't want Jap Knife in there? Okay.
No, I don't. I think Last Samurai, if they call it Jap Knife, would not be good. It's not good. Oh, that sucks. That's very racy. Yeah, man. But I was saying, it would be funny to make when someone cancels their pod is to immediately
to restart it.
To take their branding and go like Dude Cinema, and it's us two like doing the shaka signs and going, the dudes are back, and now it's proper dudes, and we're talking about dude movies. And they're like, and we get a few of their Patreons, not a few, but a few confused people are going, Dude Cinema, and it's Chakra, and they're angry, going, dude, they get about 80% of our downloads. People are confused. It's the same branding, and people are like, it was like when I was going to call mine Willie or Woney, or remember I was going to copy Will Anderson's willfully
Will pun,
willfully negligent or whatever. Against your will. Do you know what I'm going to call it? Against your will. And it's me tooing the whole industry. And I share allegations of me tooers in the comedy scene.
It'd be good to start a podcast investigating a baseless claim, like a proper investigative podcast series. But just something made up.
Oh, I love Against Enemies. You got enemies, and let's get to the bottom, and then season 8, we'll conclude it, and then you go, look, it turns out this is baseless.
Yeah, no evidence.
No evidence.
We've dug through every garbage can.
No proximity. No relationship to the victim.
We can finally and definitively say that there is no abuse. Nothing's gone on.
Fingerprint evidence with someone else. No CCT evidence. Not in the country at the time. Not involved.
We've talked to everyone we can. No one's accused them of anything. He seems completely clean.
Didn't actually even do a show in Melbourne that year.
He's just a guy who works at a bank.
And it's serial, but it's just made up allegations. Eight part, and you just got photos of people, and you're like, in conclusion, case dismissed. He's a good boy. But for 7, you're getting cease and desist for 7 episodes. And you're going, okay, so we've worked out he definitely was not... had no knowledge of this person, no relationship with them, no interaction. We'll be back next week to examine DNA evidence and fingerprinting.
A new victim. Maybe.
Eyewitness account coming up next week. And go, no eyewitness because it didn't happen.
No crime.
No crime.
We finally tracked down the alleged victim. They don't know what we're talking about.
The alleged victim doesn't even know who we are. We're not involved.
They were very upset. Very upset about this.
Dude, you could running through the light, running through the mud. I'm trying to think of the title. Running the light, running through. You run people's names through the mud. So each week we pick a beloved Australian celebrity and maliciously accuse them of something scandalous and see if we can get mainstream press to jump on board.
Did Grant Denny a killer boy? We find out this 14-part series.
Yeah. And we're like, that's why he's doing all the charity work. His girlfriend fell off the roof. And she's disabled now.
A baseless claim, explored in full. A different name every week.
That is a story floating around, that someone fell off a roof and that's why someone's doing a lot of charity work.
Oh, yeah? Who?
Well, which celebrity should we pick? The show starts now.
I met a lady off of Tinder who had lost their leg after falling out of a window at a party.
How'd you meet her?
Through Tinder.
Did she just have headshots or what was it?
Well, she was like, oh, I have one leg, and made some jokes about it.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah, I didn't say it was a problem.
Why'd you block her? Dude, how quickly can you block? Someone goes, I have no legs. You still have to, you've got to dismount gracefully, so you can't then just block them.
I met up with them, right? And then, but all she wanted to talk about was the leg.
She also wanted the missing leg. And all you wanted to do was get legless. If I had something like that, I'd end up having to date them just to prove I'm not a bad person. She's absolute nasty.
Man, I went on the date. I went on the date after knowing about the leg. I wasn't like, get me out. I was curious about the leg.
Dude, it's a lot of those timing things. Like, if you had a partner that was horrifically disabled or if someone passes away, you can't exit. You can't. You can't sort of, their mum passes away. You can't separate with them within a window. So if they get horrific news that their brother's been injured in a car crash, you can't break up with them. You've got to be in there. There's lots of people that are looking at the clock going like, what's the leeway? How long? Look, the mum's died in a car crash. How long until I can exit this shit?
You do a lot of things to not seem like a bad guy, Well,
what happens if you're driving? You know what I mean? If you're trying to leave someone and then there's a horrible thing, and then how long do you have to wait?
It's a sliding scale. If they cause the accident, you can leave immediately. But if you're driving, you cause the accident and they lose a leg.
Oh, then you can't go.
Never. You have to stick around forever.
If you had tried to take their keys off for them from the party and then they had hit a tree, you can leave, you're out. And they owe you an apology.
You can say that you were out that night. You can retrospectively be like, no, I ended it then.
But what about if their mental health goes like mine did? How quickly can you leave?
How quickly did your ex leave?
She basically, the first time I didn't agree with her was out the door. The first time I didn't do exactly what I was told.
What was the distance between everything going wrong and then her exiting?
I felt it was the very first time I stood up for myself when she said, go and get me a drink. And I said, no, you go get it. And she said, well, that's a wrap, cunt. And she drove off with the kids. I think the very first time I stood up for myself, she left. It wasn't even an injury. It was just like, I don't feel like going and getting the Uber Eats. Well, I'm like, why are you packing up the diapers? And she never spoke again. That's the last we saw of her. Where I wouldn't free up space on the couch.
She must have waited at least 6 months between it all going sour.
Well, do you know what? That's the unspoken thing of all relationship. There's the silent suffering in every exit where you build up the courage to leave. So in every relationship, there's 6 months before they leave where there's just very weird energy and someone going, why are you acting so strange? And it's because they just haven't told you that they've quit.
Suddenly you get up in the morning because you smell toast and they haven't made you any.
No.
It's just toast for them. You're like, where's my toast? What's going on? You used to always make me toast.
I've heard of people that have broken up and then rather than leave, they're using it as an opportunity to get their money together, get gymmed up, spray tanned.
Like they've got the 6 months of like they've decided or it's not working, and then between that and then them actually exiting, their partner's like, wow, he's been going to the gym a lot. He's in great shape. It's crazy. He's learning how to cook. He's doing a pottery classes. Everything I ever wanted.
I can't believe that you would do that. But I also know that I would never leave someone because I don't have the confidence. So I just end up, that's my life. Trapped. And I just go, oh, this sucks so bad. And then I just spend a lot of time out in the garden shaking and just going, oh, my God, what do I have to do to get them to leave me? How bad do I have to be?
Do you think that you had been trying to get her to leave you? Is that why you blew it all up? Is that why you lost everything? I just wanted her to leave.
I don't know. I don't know if I would ever have the confidence. All my life has been thrust down my throat. I've never made any of my own choices. Everyone I know, everything I've done has been someone else's decision. I'm on the group holiday going to the Thai restaurant. I didn't even want to go to Thailand. I'm just in the group trip. I'm like, I didn't want a passport. I wanted to go to Exmouth. I'm in Thailand on a tuk-tuk heading to the monkey forest, and I don't even like Asia. It's too hot. It's too humid.
You're very stoic, like a samurai. The only thing that was missing is that you needed to kill yourself after G88.
Yeah, I tried to. I should have.
Restore your honor.
I think it's also like the Patton Oswalt have it, right? When your wife passes away, and it was quite traumatic. And Brett Lee had it, the cricketer, within 6 months having a new wife.
Yeah.
I think you can do it, but they can't be hotter than the previous one. Do you know what I mean? If it's a better person, I feel like there's got to be an act of humility there where it's sort of like a downgrade.
Patton's one is fine because there was a secret opiate addiction.
Oh, I didn't know that. Was his wife addicted?
That's how she died.
Oh, I thought she had cancer or something. Oh, shit. That sucks. Yeah, but there would definitely be a window. You know, there's a window of mourning.
Yeah.
And I suppose opiate, all bets are off because Patton was in there quick because he had a daughter, and I'm like, it's very abrupt 2 weeks later to say, no, you call her mum now. You call her mum. And go, I miss mummy. And go, what do you mean you miss mummy? Mummy's in the house. There she is. Shut up. That's mummy now. You love her or you're going to get fucking smacked and scolded and you get hot porridge for breakfast. Hug your mummy. Kiss your mummy. Kiss your new mummy. Do you think he calls her, because he did such a quick sleight of hand, it's like a magic trick, she probably doesn't know that isn't her mum. That was such a sleight of hand, it's like magic, where you're like, you don't realise it's a different card. She'd be kissing going, mummy smell different. Do you think? Patton's a sicko, man.
No, he found out that his wife was a secret opiate addict the day after.
Dude, the guy looks like a garden gnome. There's no way there's a line of girls. He's a very successful comedian, but no one's... people only kissing a garden gnome for luck. No one's marrying a garden gnome. Do you think? No one marries a garden gnome. Do they? He's small. He looks like that salt and pepper shaker. Like a small guy. Isn't he a Weasley looking, something like Lord of the Rings guy?
He's short, yeah.
Oh, do you not find that confusing? that within 3 weeks later he's got a new wife? what's happened? Like, there's a thing called biology. Like, people are like, you know what I mean? Like, I suppose it's all power and success. Hey, must be. Is that?
Man, maybe it's the personality, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind, you know? Maybe she's weaselly and small. Who knows?
Oh, well, you're right. I do like when someone says kind. I would have thought that's like a given. Do you know when they go, you know, I like him, he's kind. I'm like, what sort of fucking person were you with before? Kind to me is like taken as given. It's not like a trait you have to look for.
Dude, there are so many who are not kind.
I'm very kind. I got a heart of gold.
You don't have a heart of gold.
I do, man. I'm the kindest of all.
You've nothing of gold.
All of mine is cynicism, but actually underlying it is a very kind person that's been hurt by a nasty world.
Well, people can't see through it, man.
I'm a response to the people I've been around. I'm actually was too kind for this world, and it made me angry. Being around enough vile trolls turned me. It's a defense mechanism for the type of people I've interacted with. The mean, vile,
the nasties of the world.
The underbelly.
The underbellies.
Do you not think he felt weird, though, like introducing his daughter to pseudo-mum?
Man, I don't know, dude. Maybe this is brute. Like, I don't. What are we supposed to comment on this?
Do you not think so? They're mourning they got married within 3 months, so he's banging her in that house.
I don't think that's true either.
Do you not think he felt a bit creepy when he grabbed her breast for the first time under that roof that his daughter was sleeping in? Wouldn't have felt like that there was some degrading of the memory?
It was a year.
Yeah, I know, but imagine the first time that she sucked him off in their old family home. Is that a lot?
Jesus.
Would you feel guilty?
Jesus Christ, man.
Your daughter, you put her to bed, read a book, Red Riding Hood, and the wolf dressed as a fucking your nan. The wolf dressed as your new mum. Okay, whatever. I'm just saying there is some moral fucking ambiguity. Like, there's some issues around that, in my opinion.
I don't know, dude. I think it's
people don't get green lit? I'm saying once you sign the paperwork, you can't just exit the contract. You've leased the vehicle, and you can't just clear. People are so immature. You've made a fucking commitment. You have to wait a certain amount of time before you can get a new vehicle.
How long did your ex wait, do you think?
I don't know if she waited at all. I think she swapped cars at the lights. She swapped into another car at the lights. We were revving engines. She just jumped into the boot with a gang of boys, a gaggle of boys.
A gang of boys.
And look at me. I've respected it. I haven't done anything.
Yeah, with anyone for a long time.
No. Because I honour the moral. I've got some moral integrity.
Maybe it's some sort of self-flagellation. Maybe this is this is the problem, man. You could have been a samurai. You could have been a samurai, but you've not been a samurai. And now you are self-flagellating.
No, well, it's what Ben Elwood said. He goes, life's so short, you might as well see how bad it can get. I respected that idea. He's like, why would you call it? Just see how fucking tormented they can make this shit. And I was like, good point, dude. It's funny, just from just a voyeur, just to see how bad they will try and make your existence. Mm. And then if you don't die, it's funny. You're like, why wouldn't you just see the full shit show in all its grotesque realism? Do you know what I mean? Why would you? Oh, I've had too much. It's like walking out of a movie. No, kill them all. Let's see this fucking burn. Let's see it melt. I want to see fucking ash on the ground. Do everything to me. Do everything. Every fucking conceivable way of stabbing me in the heart. Do it. Do you know it's the classic Braveheart. What's the saying?
We'll fight them on the beaches.
We will fight them on the beaches. They go, we die you die in one time and there's freedom. I saw it on a TikTok, whatever, some shit.
The bit from Gladiator where he's like, if you open your eyes and you're in green fields with the sun on your face, you're in Elysium. And everyone cheers. And then they go and they murder those fucking Gauls, destroy them.
But it's basically, I wanted to say, never take your freedom. It's the earlier prelude to that, but then I suddenly
They'll
realised
never take my freedom.
that I've quoted Braveheart multiple times on this pod, and he's basically like a big philosopher in my mind.
Mel
The
Gibson.
Braveheart quotes.
Mel Gibson is your philosopher.
Do you reckon Mel Gibson, do you think he would found, like, or Russell Brand, Russell Crowe, do you think, like, them yelling would sound poetic, him asking for more Wheat Bix or, like, shit around the house?
No, do you know
We're
why?
out of milk.
Do you know why I know that?
We're out of milk.
Because when I heard Mel Gibson yelling on that answering machine, I hope you get raped by a pack of it did not sound like Braveheart.
Oh, mate, you're going to have to delete that N-word.
Yeah,
You have to delete
yeah.
it.
I'm just saying, like, that didn't sound like Braveheart when he was screaming at his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded like a mentally unstable man.
Yeah, but I will give him this. It also sounded like entrapment. It also sounded like the same way a lot of people would react when someone knows they're recording and they try to poke. And then,
Dude, what do you mean knows they're recording? It wasn't though. He left an answering message on her machine. He called up and was like, I have some things to say.
but I still, obviously it's horrific, but I want to hear both sides because I've been in arguments like that and it's very rare that it's one-sided that's saying they're going that crazy. No, I'm just being honest. I've heard those where they get so vitriolic, and it's very, very unusual that one person is going basically berserko, and the other person's like, please, stop it. I don't want this. Like, what I'm saying is that there's nothing makes it acceptable, but I'm saying I would like to have heard the whole argument. Just for fun. Wouldn't you have liked to have heard both sides?
I don't know, man. It was like it was quite a few years of him being a crazy person.
Yeah, but was there any recording? I'm just saying, not saying I'm justifying the behavior. I'm like, I just want to hear it would have been fun to hear all interactions. As with everything, right? It's to get full transparency, it would be nice to have heard every interaction from both sides. It was a bit like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. I don't like hearing snippets of shit. I want to hear the full context. Not saying I'm excusing any behavior. I'm just saying I don't like cunts that cherry pick sections of interactions. It's not how the law works. I want to hear I want to hear it from the very beginning. The first fight, the second fight, the 10th fight. I want to hear all of it so that I can see.
I'm just saying that he didn't sound like Braveheart when he was screaming that.
Oh, dude, 100%. He sounded like a psycho. It was shocking.
That's all you asked was anything he yells. No, I don't think so, man. I think that he's crazy when he's yelling about Jews.
But also, can you deny the conviction? Still a great actor, even on those voice recordings. Great lead actor.
It sounded real. He sounded very angry.
You know what I'm saying to you? Like, cancel him. I'm like, why don't he can be a villain in a movie? That's amazing. The guy's killing it. The voicemails are fucking Oscar. Delta. I'm like, okay, cancel him, or do we just put him in Die Hard 5? Come on.
Well, they did. They cancelled him for a while, man. Like he had like a decade of being cancelled.
Do you know he came and watched a movie? We were in Sydney. We watched it up in Darlinghurst, and he was floating around Sydney for a little bit. He came to a movie that I was in, like where you can get alcohol and watch a movie, and he was in the cinema. I was staring at him. And then another time he came to the Comedy Store in Sydney, and you could see him sitting in the back, and they always have to leave before the show ends in case someone spots him. But I spotted him and stared at him the whole time. And I said, I yelled at him, we didn't get to hear the other side of those voicemails, did we, my bro? Andrew Tate, unite!
Yeah, walking up the back and sitting down next to Mel Gibson and being like, man, those fucking Jews, dude, I'm on your team.
Do you know what I did? I mentioned, is he Palestine? And then I also gave him an Andrew Tate business card. I go, I think there's someone you're going to see online, dude. There's someone that's going to help you. You sign up to that fucking Tate University. There's something coming for you, baby. Where's your Bugatti? Where's your Bugatti? Do you reckon he would watch Andrew Tate? He would love Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I wonder, man. Like, I wonder if it's like a time thing, like a generational thing. Like it's all meaningless to him. He's just saying words to express his anger, and then when he starts to see someone who's really hateful, he's like, "Oh fuck!" Like no. Or if it's secretly that's how he really feels, and he's like, "Finally, someone is saying it."
People, when they're angry, by design, are going to poke you in the weakest point. So I'm like, of course, when you're furious, you will say horrific things. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would always pick the thing that's going to hurt them most, which is almost definitely something racial, is going to win. What do you mean? It's the ultimate judo move. It's a headlock.
Dude, that's how you beat the Wu guy, man. That's how you truly defeat the samurai.
How?
By doing the accent, man.
Look, it's not empowering, but if you can check, there's no CCTV, no witness, and you can lean in and whisper a racial slur, you are taking the win. Am I wrong? And then they say you said that, and you say, no, I didn't. I'm a yes voter. Fuck off. Fucking sicko, dude. Sicko. And they're like, he definitely said it. How many people have done that when they've said a word and then try pretended it's a different word? I think that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Where they feel like they've been misheard. Imagine if Mel Gibson had tried to say, like, no, I didn't mean, I meant drink. Do you want to, you're a drinky, a winky, twinkie. I forget whatever word we're trying to rhyme it with. I don't want to do any too hard. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But who knows, hey? What's it say? Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
I remember that, dude. I remember that from school. Sticks and stones. And you know what, man? Sticks and stones, those bones heal.
The words hurt most.
The mental torment, that lasts forever.
You know what I always said to the teacher? What about both? Sticks, stones, and words?
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
fuck this cunt up. I yell out hateful things, words as I hit them with sticks and stones.
Why am I going to just hit them? I'm going to hit them and I'm going to use words too. I'm not doing one or the other.
You think I'm whipping someone in the face with a stick and not using a slur as well? You're sadly mistaken, sir.
That is the time to use my words. I'm going to be screaming in their face.
Look at this idiot. This idiot can't operate his hands while he's thinking. I do both. What are we? It's not a binary decision. You can do all of these things. I said it would make no sense. This is not it's not a decision. It's not an option. You got to smash this person with sticks, stones, and any word you can think of. You should be Googling words. That's the thesaurus of words.
Let's do
Picks of the week.
Oh, mate. Well, the one that obviously that medical one, DXB. Why do I always get the codes wrong? It makes me look very, very shaky. The DXB is now sort of in a bit of a side, waiting on another deal, or it's going to be till March. So there's not much happening there. Mm-hmm. Hazer, I'm still loving. But it's going to get its new heat reactor. It's coming in November now. So it's drifted off a little bit, but it's basically 2 weeks, couple of weeks away from ramp-up time. So that should go well.
Everything seems very sideways.
And then you got Talon and Strike, which we love, and they're just waiting for their takeovers. That's all I've got, really.
It's December, isn't it?
No, not that takeover, the Gina takeover or Min Resources.
Oh, it's a big one. When's that? Next year. It's going to be that's ages away, man.
No, that might happen in the next few weeks. But look, it will happen just like normally.
Just after we sell.
After I've had to sell out to do a tax bill, it will suddenly then ramp up. But I haven't really been looking. The market is fucking sideways and dog shit. I don't know if you're finding it in crypto space.
It's been sideways, man. It's been very sideways.
It's a bear market. There's no, the overall economy's fucked. Everything's dirt.
Lots of FUD, and it makes sense why there's FUD. There's big companies doing scared. You see this Uber thing where Uber is like we can't. If we're going to have to raise our rates by 85% if we have to pay employees properly.
Yeah, I just heard that, hey?
Yeah.
65% up, and then Uber Eats may be up 85.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, wave goodbye to delivery because that price is enough to get me walking again, hey?
It's obviously just fear-mongering, trying to get people to vocally denounce any sort of change to... But because if you can't afford to pay your fucking gig economy workers a sustainable wage, well, then you probably shouldn't be operating, man. Like, it's not working.
Yeah, dude, and they always stress you out and they say, well, we'll just charge $45 for delivery. And I'm like, well, you'll be out of business very quickly. And someone will set up a business where they pay their staff and maybe just take a smaller clip. At the end of the day, you're running an application. It was a good idea, but it's not that hard to replicate an application that just amalgamates orders and then gives it an address.
Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, in the late 90s and the early 2000s, pizza places had delivery boys who would show up to your fucking house with a pizza.
Yeah.
And that was normal. They don't have that anymore, man. There's no delivery boys. There are no delivery drivers.
There's no branded. They're all Uber Eats.
Yeah,
they're all Deliveroo.
Every fucking Domino's.
Do you remember how good it was seeing someone that's had to put like a phone on the top of their car or a pizza box with a light up there?
Dude, it would say fucking Eagle Boys on top of the car.
And you have this poor bastard had a Golf. And he had like a big pizza box glued to the top that lit up.
Yeah.
So when he wasn't working, he still had like a phone. Domino's 11131. So you have to go to 21st with the car and they drilled a fucking pizza box, a neon pizza box to the top of his shit heap.
Hell yeah,
And they
dude.
it wasn't actually just company cars. It
No,
was
they were
shit
never
heaps
company
with
cars,
rusty.
man. It was some shit box that the fucking 17-year-old kid owned.
Yeah.
Handed down from a dead grandparent.
They probably offered him, they go like, look, extra $300, but you have to have a 15-meter fucking pizza box on your fucking car. So when he's on his first date, he's going to try to turn the lights off this fucking pizza box and he's going to pick the girl up and go, why have you parked away from the street lights? And she goes, just hop in. We're going to Sunset Cinemas and then I'll grab you a slice on the way home.
That's a sad one, man. It's sad to think of sad to think as a grandparent that your fucking like 93 Honda Accord, you kick the bucket, and then your shitty grandson is going to be drilling a fucking Domino's sign into the top of it.
Dude, you know, it actually makes me realise, because I love that Dumb and Dumber car where it looked like a dog with fur on it.
Dude, I watched that last night, man. I watched Dumb and Dumber last night, yeah.
I was telling my boys, and I'm like, we should fucking do that with this Captiva, eh? We should get some carpet or AstroTurf and glue it on this piece of shit. Because like my son said, it's just a bin on wheels. And he just throw everything on the ground. And I'm like, do you know how cool it would be, like having AstroTurf car?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Put it this way. In primary school, the greatest thing to ever happen. A neon pizza box with AstroTurf and just crazy shit and tins hanging, just married, tins hanging off the back. Obviously, in retrospect, as the kids get older, the most embarrassing and humiliating thing, and something that high school people would bully retrospectively about.
Yeah.
Going, remember your dad had a fucking car with carpet glued on it? What the fuck's wrong with your dad? He's such a weirdo. He had those tins of beans that he hung in the back so you can hear rattling when he came up the street. Why aren't people more fun, though? Because I was looking at houses and I'm like, why don't people, like, graffiti their own house?
Yeah, not a lot of people doing that. The people who want to graffiti things, and then the people who own houses, and it's not a Venn diagram that really comes together, is it?
I was thinking, I looked at suburban houses and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to get whatever house I'm buying is getting tagged the whole way out.
We had a place that my father did, like, painted the back walls like the most obnoxious neon colors.
I love people that do this.
From the front, it was fine, but if you lived on a house on the other street and you looked back, it was this fucking like high-vis beacon nightmare fucking house.
Dude, it's like that. It's like the person that paints their house the footy colours. Molly Meldrum did it. He did his as like the mighty whatever.
Yeah.
And all the... It's also like the Christmas
house, yeah.
where there's a street we go to and there's only one house that doesn't take part. And they fucking hate it.
They do.
Because people are driving up, taking photos, and there's one killjoy going like, oh, for fuck's sake, turn the fucking lights off.
One cunt who doesn't want to play. They bought a Christmas house and they didn't realize.
But dude, why wouldn't you? It's because people are so keen on fitting in. You would never just paint your house fluorescent pink and put a pizza box on the top. Do you know what I mean? Why would you just make a mockery of it all? And they're going, oh my God, it's luminescent. And he's written the word like, suck me off. Instead of calling it Le Chateau, you're like, suck a dick. Suck a dick pad. I saw a house that I was interested on. And I think there's nothing more obnoxious than naming a suburban house like it's a manor and going, Le Chateau, Le fucking bullshit. You're number 14 on Gerrard Street, you stupid asshole. It's pretty much the live, laugh, love crew that would go, Le Chateau, the perfect dream. It's the same as those Italian houses with the big lion on the front, and it's
dude.
a mini Colosseum.
I love those, man. It's so cool.
I love it.
It's so cool to be an Italian guy, like just rolling around pretending to be Roman, like,
Oh, dude.
like your fucking Roman heritage is coming out.
It's like some big Colosseum and they've got a duct to get into the garage. It's got these big bollards with a lion and water coming out of its ass into a fountain. And all these tiled backyard, and it's basically a duplex 14B on a highway. Dude, but I still respect someone that's crass in suburbs that actually does something tacky.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, man. Leaning into a heritage that like really doesn't share that much in common with what you are now is pretty good, man. It's pretty cool to be like, you identify as being like a modern Roman.
Do you know what I've realized I would do? Well, I would love this the most if the guy, that street, the one where they have the Christmas lights, that he lit his house up the 11 months of the other part of the year.
Yeah.
Like he only didn't do that Christmas period, and that would be all black there, and then every other thing with these blaring fluorescent lights with strippers and waxing and massage and brothel open.
Hell yeah, dude.
Or you know, with like songs playing like Jingle Bell Rock and you know like crass music and drums. It is. Look, it's nice to get the Christmas lights. The kids love it. It's very fucking outside of environmentalist global warming shit. I don't know what they're doing.
It's a lot of effort to go to for other people, though. I can't imagine having to. Those streets must be so fucking obnoxious to live on, man. You know those people.
Why they do it?
Those people are having like everyone on that fucking street is having weekend barbecues, and they're all going to them.
It's always when something's not functioning. It's a dysfunctional. It's like when your street has street parties. It's because people are lonely.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you get something in your letterbox and going, hey, this year we think we should have the Buxy Court street party. And like, someone's not got any friends. Hey, do you know what I mean? I'm like, why the fuck would I want to hang out with a random granny?
Just letting you know, guys, this summer, we're our pool, it's everyone's pool. You're all invited.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, jump in, bring the kids.
Bring whatever.
We're going to do a whole month of barbecues every Sunday.
We're going to bring a box of biscuits up and close off the cul-de-sac. We're going to all sit out there in deck chairs. And you can talk to that granny that you see's pruning her roses and runs out like a seagull every time you leave the house. I've realised old people are like fucking seagulls to a chip on the beach. We drive, wherever my boys drive, grannies will run out of their house to try see them. They're everywhere. Do you know every window?
What do you mean run out to see what?
Well, if you drive past a pensioner's house, they will run onto the lawn and start watering it to see if they can hear a conversation. They literally run outside. It's the fastest you ever see a pensioner move is you walking past with a toddler on a bike. They will sprint from their deathbed and start fucking watering the weeds at the front of their house.
It's 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Time to prune. Gotta get out there. Gotta do some watering.
The amount of fake gardening, I know they've got arthritis. The amount of fake gardening lonely hearts do is insane. Where you look and you realize the non-playable character's not even touching the weeds. She's just pretending so that she can fucking sticky beat.
They've got staged weeds in the garden. They just want to have a conversation with you and the boys.
They honestly do run like seagulls to a chip on the beach, like the pack of them swarming. And I feel so sad for them, but also I would like to
Not sad enough, man.
I would also like to get that garden hose and turn the fountain onto them and chase them back into there. Turn that stream into the back of their head and push them back into the house. But you know what I mean? Like, you reap what you sow, dude. I'm not expecting anyone to visit me, nor will I run out to see anyone. So you know what I mean? You got to know what you are. There's a reason no one's coming to see you. It's because you're boring. We're an entertainment-focused society. If you're not interesting, no one wants to see you.
If you've got no content, shut the fuck up. Back inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think I'm wrong?
No, I mean these sound like very depressing neighbours that you have, man.
Yeah, but look, you've got a great recipe for Anzac biscuits, but I want fucking anecdotes. Not Anzac biscuits. I want stories. I want to hear about you losing your virginity in the 40s, okay? Give me some fucking goss.
So where have your parents gone? Where'd you say they had gone?
I never asked. No, they've gone down south.
Yeah. What's down south from Perth, man? Like, where is down south?
Dude, that's the bit I've been trying to do on stage about, like, you don't need to travel. You can just why don't you just wait for dementia to kick in and then everything's new? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a holiday from yourself. You don't go to Machu Picchu. You can just go to Coles and just go, what the fuck's that? Is it? Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying, once you get old enough, why would you travel? Just wait until, like, just everything becomes new again.
To get away from your middle-aged son, I guess.
Well, that's a possibility. But as we've spoken, the tides are turning.
Are they? How are the tides turning?
Well, my asset base is a hop, skip, and a jump away from being a free again.
We're all 3 10 bags away from infinite wealth.
Yeah, but dude, like, most people are driving up and down a highway. They're not trying to spin the wheel. I'm on the wheel. I'm on the chocolate wheel. These guys don't even touch the wheel. Like, yeah, obviously their fantasy is they're on a pay wage where you can see a spreadsheet and they're getting 3% growth per annum. I'm putting my whole dick into the chocolate wheel and spinning it. So we live in a different world. I put my dick and it's either going to get guillotined off or I'm going to get a bag. Do you know what I mean? So it is fair for me to anticipate a recovery arc because of the fact that I've basically got a gun to my head and I'm spinning the wheel, cocking it, playing Russian roulette with my net worth. What I'm saying to you is I'm risking my entire net worth every moment. Yeah. So I deserve a win.
You can't just keep repeating, I deserve a win. I deserve a win.
Everyone else is squirreling their nuts and burying them under the tree, the acorn tree, for winter. I'm trying to throw mine at the Giants' window, trying to get the golden harp. Whatever. There's something there. Dude, maybe we wind it up, hey? I've got to get home.
Yeah, well, let's go. And we should also say, give a little shout out to Mike Post, Callie, Enord, and Alex for being our executive retard team.
What, they paid extra?
Yeah. Oh, as well as Hank, Karthik.
That is miraculous and much appreciated. I can't believe anyone went further into that rabbit hole. Like, that's crazy. They went a deeper level.
Yeah.
I didn't even read the level beyond the entry one. I didn't even know what you wrote. I just assumed that it was pretty much a handout, and no one would ever consider putting a note in the busker's hat.
All right.
Just the coins that have been annoying your pocket.